Wednesday words for December the 10th, 2025 here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. The word for today is a word that you have heard on here. If you've heard pretty much anything that has been posted here on Following Him, the Disciple Life, that word is the Hebrew term and concept of shalom. Shalom. Now, like the Greek concept of agape that you may have heard preachers and Bible teachers talk about, it's one of those concepts that really you need more than just one word to translate it to give its full meaning. But the word itself is usually translated as peace. This is how you see it used in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, when you see the word peace, that's the word shalom. When it talks about Jesus being the Prince of Peace, that is, he's the Prince of Shalom. But it carries with it a bigger sense than just, free from strife or the opposite of war. We have war and you have peace. Well, it's more than just how we oftentimes would use the word peace in the English language. We might say, peace, and we mean, we're good, or, we're not, in strife with somebody. But it's more than that. It comes from a root. The root of the word means a whole or intact. And that's essentially the meaning of the word itself, that it means very similar to its root. It can mean free from strife, but it also carries with it the idea of wholeness, of completeness. In Isaiah 53 verse 5, it says, the chastisement for our peace, shalom. That's the Hebrew word shalom there. The chastisement for our shalom was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. So we see the follow-up concept to shalom there is a type of completeness, that is, being healed. And, when you're healed, that is a type of being completed, that something had broken down, was not what it should be, and now you're healed. Of course, in this sense, it's, the metaphorical spiritual healing. So I guess a bit more than metaphor when you think about it, but here would be a roundabout poetic way of referring to sin as, a type of disease by which we are healed. Now, this concept of shalom, when you really think it through, we can even see Jesus in a roundabout way reference it in John 14, verse 27, where now he doesn't use the word shalom. Now, a lot of places where we see him say, peace be to you, he may originally have been saying shalom, because when used as a greeting, that is the force of the greeting, as is not just peace, but peace be to you. Because when you say shalom to somebody, you're wishing shalom to someone. So when you see peace be to you, he may have said, in fact, I personally think very likely he actually did say shalom. But there in John 14:27, when he says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you, not as the world gives, do I give to you. Now, if he was using Greek in that original spot, and there are places where Jesus definitely was speaking Greek. I think in Matthew 16, the evidence points to when he's talking about the foundation of his church and such. He's speaking Greek there. In John 21, the conversation between him and Peter there in John 21, that original was in Greek. Here he may be speaking Greek as well. And there's kind of a roundabout way here of bringing in this concept that the peace I leave with you, this is more than freedom from strife. This is not as the world gives, do I give to you. That I'm leaving something more with you. And then he's going to go on in the next chapter. He's going to be talking about abiding in him and abiding in his word. He's going to be talking about leaving a wholeness, a completeness with them. So shalom, it means peace, but it's more than just peace as we use in English. It's the idea of completeness, of wholeness. You have a great rest of the day, and shalom.